Changes are on the way, thankfully, following a gray and gloomy weekend. This is a live look over Boston, where clouds are covering the city. But we are expecting to see the sun return tomorrow. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ken MacLeod. WBZ meteorologist Jacob Wycoff has a preview of what we can expect on Monday.
Tomorrow we'll start to see some really good sunshine, but tracking some rain, heavy at times throughout the day today. In fact, our forecast kind of shows that. We do have the dreariness sticking around, and our forecast for today will stair-step us back into the mid-40s. A cool day, a gray day, filled with showers. Again, depending on where you are, you could see some heavier rain than others. I think the driest areas will be out in Worcester County. But tomorrow we all pick up on some sunshine. It's really going to be a pleasant start to the work week. Our 7-day forecast features another kind of unsettled Tuesday, back to some sunshine Wednesday, Thursday, and most of Friday as we get back into the 60s towards next weekend.
All right, Jacob, thanks. Right now, the Attorney General's office in New Hampshire is investigating the shooting of a woman by a state trooper in Dover. In this cell phone video from the scene, you can see the gold car that woman was driving at the time. Police have just identified that woman as 28-year-old Mariah Infinger. The shooting happened early this morning at about 1:30 as police tried to stop her car at speeds that reached 100 miles an hour. WBZ's Paul Burton is in Dover with the latest.
Right now, it's still not clear where or why that woman was shot, but the New Hampshire Attorney General's office says they are investigating the police-involved shooting. You can see from the cell phone video that one of the windows on the car appears to be broken. The AG's office says the incident happened on Spalding Turnpike southbound between exits 6 and 8 early Sunday morning. Both lanes on Route 16 south were closed for a while this morning as state police investigated. According to the AG's office, the woman was shot by New Hampshire State Police during what they describe as an incident involving a traffic stop in Dover. They say no one else was in the car except the female driver. She was taken to the hospital and is in stable condition. Right now, it's still not clear what type of injury she has at this time. Police say there is no threat to the public and no officers were injured in the incident. In Dover, New Hampshire, I'm Paul Burton, WBZ News.
All right, Paul, thanks for that. A Tufts University PhD student who has been detained by ICE agents is set to appear in court tomorrow. Ramesa Ozturk was detained by federal agents as she left her Somerville apartment last month. Homeland Security officials claim Ozturk's visa was revoked because she supported Hamas. But her lawyers say that's not true. She was simply against the war in Gaza. A Vermont judge will now hear her case tomorrow. A Russian strike in Ukraine has killed more than 30 people. 2 ballistic missiles hit the city of Sumy, where people were attending Palm Sunday services. Russia has increased air attacks and missile strikes on the Sumy region in recent weeks. President Volodymyr Zelensky says this is the deadliest attack of the year. Harvard professors are now suing the Trump administration over potential funding cuts. Just yesterday, many residents of Cambridge rallied, calling on Harvard to push back. Harvard says it received a letter from a federal task force earlier this month outlining demands for changes in policy in order to keep its federal funding. One of the demands includes eliminating the school's diversity, equity, and inclusion programs and a ban on masks at campus protests. In this latest lawsuit, the professors say those demands violate First Amendment rights. President Trump's yearly physical shows him to be, quote, in excellent health. In a 3-page report released today, the White House doctor says the president is fully fit and exhibits excellent cognitive and physical health. At age 78, Trump is the oldest president to take the oath of office. The memo also disclosed that Trump actually weighs 20 pounds less than reported in 2020. Police say they are investigating an apparent arson attack at the Pennsylvania governor's residence. Governor Josh Shapiro and his family evacuated the home early this morning after someone set fire to it. Fortunately, no one was injured. State police there are offering a reward for any information on the arson. CBS Mornings host Gayle King will be among those launching into space for a historic journey. She sat down with Vladimir Duthiers to talk about how she's feeling as she gets ready to blast off.
I still get very uncomfortable when people say astronaut. I by no means feel like an astronaut. They said, but Gayle, if you go to space, you're an astronaut.
Boom, you're an astronaut.
This was never, ever, ever my dream. And then I started thinking about it, Vlad. I thought about the opportunity, the experience, the message that it would send. There was something about being part of the first female team to me. The group of women that they put together is so extraordinary to me that I thought, wow, why would I not want to be a part of that?
You're going up on Blue Origin's vehicle at a time that some say is complicated for Jeff Bezos, the owner. The founder of Amazon has faced some criticism for his company's business practices. Do you see a risk that this flight is seen by some as an ad for Blue Origin or an ad for Jeff Bezos? And how do you think about that?
Listen, it is troubling to me too. There have been some questions and decisions that he's made that I've actually gone, huh? But I think in this particular case, this is so much bigger than one man and one company. I've chosen to separate the two.
How do you feel like black social media? People are like, don't go, sis.
Oh, yes, yeah.
We want to protect you.
Yeah. Why are you doing it? This is for white people. Why are you doing it? Yes, someone said that to me directly. Why are you doing it? They're going to leave you up there. Why are you doing it? You could get stranded. I mean, none of those things are going to happen. Number one, I certainly don't think it's for white people. That's number one. Number two, someone said, Gail, you just have to interpret it as a way that people care so much about you. And so I am trying to process it like that.
I've been on a plane with you, Gail, and I see...
Oh, I'm a nervous flyer.
I do know you're a nervous flyer. Yeah. I've seen you when there's turbulence.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about that moment when you achieve weightlessness.
I'm actually really looking forward to that.
You are?
Yes, I'm really looking forward to that.
Tell me why.
I'm looking forward to just floating in space and just seeing what that feels like and what that looks like. That's the thing I'm most looking forward to. That and looking out the window.
This is all the more impressive because you're 70 years old.
Yes. In no world would I have thought this was possible 6 months ago that I'd be going to space at 70. It just shows you that it's true, you can dream God can dream a bigger dream for you than you can dream for yourselves. It also tells you what's possible at this age.
What are you hoping that others get out of this, seeing you, watching you, living this moment with you? What do you hope they get out of it?
I hope that they'll feel proud of me, that they'll be happy for me, to know that I pulled this off, that it will be an inspiration to somebody at some point in their lives. That's what I hope. That's what I hope.
Be sure to stay with WBZ and CBS News for complete coverage of this historic event tomorrow morning. Well, it's a fundraiser that combines Boston baseball and rock and roll. Last night, Hot Stove Cool Music celebrated its 25th year. The star-studded concert, which was headlined by Cheap Trick, kicked off at the Paradise Theater on Comm Ave. Founded by sports writing legend Peter Gammons, the event has raised more than $21 million for the foundation to be named later, which invests in young people and organizations that support them.
Just watch how these kids get an opportunity. We've had over 350 Gammons scholars, 1% dropout rate, and just hope and an opportunity are unbeatable. And it's been a tremendous. Been one of the best parts of my life.
The charity was started by former Red Sox general manager Theo Epstein and his twin brother, Paul. Well, right now, the world's greatest golfers are battling down at the Masters for the prestige of that green jacket. WBZ's Logan Hall shows us who's rising to the occasion.
On a Sunday morning in April, azaleas blooming like brushstrokes on a canvas. Two men stand before the Georgia sun, not as players, but as poetry in motion. A final pairing that isn't a coincidence, but fate's finest flourish. Rory McIlroy, the people's champion, class, beauty, everything we've known the sport to be, chasing the final jewel, the green jacket that slipped through his fingers like rain in a dream. It's not just a major, it's his destiny, it's redemption. It's the last note in his symphony of greatness. Across the tee box, Bryson DeChambeau, a professor of power, an alchemist of angles, an engineer with a swing forged in a lab, and a mind that maps golf's greatest challenge like an equation on a chalkboard. He's been here before, not just at Augusta, but in Rory's shadow, rising victorious. This isn't just a pairing, this is a reckoning, a rematch, a rewrite, a reawakening. They step onto the first tee not as friends, not as foes, but as two sides of the same myth. the artist and the engineer, heart and head, flow and force. History awaits, Augusta watches. It's seen greatness before, it's heard the roars, felt the weight of footsteps down Amen Corner. It's seen men crumble, and it's seen men etch their names into the history books. And on this Sunday, a defining moment in the game of golf, one will rise and one will fall. History is calling. The question now, who picks up?
Well, the news continues, streaming on cbsnews.com/Boston. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe. Hope you have a great day.